Do you think everyone hates Arsenal?
Well, I suppose if you're, I'm sure they don't. Maybe they do. But I think when you're in the inside and you feel things are going against you, then I can understand those sayings. But to me, that doesn't bother me because when I was playing, that was an inspiration to say, right, okay, but you're going to hate us even more because we're going to win something, and that's really going to wind you up. I remember George's comments about, and we had a couple of altercations along the way. I think we had one with Norwich, and obviously the Man United ones. And George just turned around. He said, "Don't listen to I'm going to tell the press. They don't like us. We're going to shove it right down their throat." And that's what you got to do. He tells you guys, he tells you guys one thing, and then tells us another thing. We are, and it's basically his message is we are all together, we're one, and we're going to show everybody on the outside what we're about.
Do you think that's what Mikel should be telling the players going to Old Trafford this weekend?
Well, I don't think it's this weekend. I think he'll be telling them that all the time because I think you need that sort of mentality if you're, if you think you've had, and I would think that Mikel and the team believe that some of the sendings off this season have been a little bit unjust, but even if you get other incidents in a game when you think things are not going with you, and as I said to you, other people see it differently. You batten down. Everybody does it. Every club does it. You batten down the hatches and just say, "Well, this is what I'm going to say." But believe me, I've got your back, and you're going to go out and prove what you need to do out on the pitch. You just need your managers back in, and I'm sure the team have got that.
So they are playing United this weekend. You touched on it there. They call it the Battle of Old Trafford from 1990, which allegedly you started by.
I think you'll find that I think there was a little bit of a misdemeanor before I even joined with, bless his soul, David Rocastle and United. I don't know whether that is true. I haven't gone back and looked so far because it doesn't worry me. But yeah, if you want to blame me, it's quite all right. I don't mind. But those battles were, they were immense. They became so powerful. The best way I describe it in the end was two juggernauts, both believing they were better than each other, but either one wasn't given an inch, and they were going to clash head on. And what's usually meant that there was going to be something that happened in the games, and it usually did. I'm not sure it's got the same intensity at the moment because obviously we've dropped away in the league. I think it's 13 points, isn't it? Liverpool, and then Southampton this weekend. Liverpool going to win the title. But Mikel Arteta is going to tell you exactly what he has been telling you. We're not going to give up just in case, which is rightly so. You'd never ever give up. And then Man United is a mess, isn't it? I know, and it's not my place to really make too much comment on it because I'm not a Man United supporter. I've never been at the club, but from their standing from where they've been to this moment in time, seems there is a lot of issues there. But if something happens in the game, it'll probably get a little bit spicy. Because of the history that's gone by, but I don't think it's going to have the same. It won't have the same feel and intensity in the build up to the game that they've had previously, particularly through the periods that I played, and then after as well. If you want with some of those battles after with Sir Alex and Arsene, and then some of the players as well. So it's got the history, but let's wait and see if anything does happen.
I was going to say, even though, I mean, Man United are way down the table and Arsenal out of the title race effectively too. There's still a rivalry. They've still both got things to prove, and it's up for you to say. But if Arsenal are going to progress in the Champions League and go further, do they just focus on that, or are these games like the United games still important in terms of momentum and
Well, listen, I probably could have said to you though, if the PSV leg was tight, then Mikel Arteta might try and rotate. Well, there's not much you can rotate at the moment. We've got so many injuries. There's nowhere to rotate. So, but in saying that, yes, there's huge history between the two clubs. And as I said to you, they both will want to win. You don't when you play a game of football, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You don't want to get beat. And as I said to you, if something happens within the game, then it might get a little bit spicy again. But spicy is not like when we used to play, when there used to be a lot more physicality with it within the game. But yeah, you're right. Both managers will want to win, and there's a lot of pride at stake. You want to go to Old Trafford. Want to if one of the best teams in Premier League history, if not the best. And you want to beat them. It's not your issue that they're having so many problems. And Amorim and Man United and the Man United supporters will want to beat Arsenal because of the history, and to also try and start to get some momentum going forward for Man United, and rather than a lot of people talking about this is the worst team that they've seen for a long time. You certainly don't want to be sitting in a Man United team with those sort of sayings hanging over your head.